And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome to the channel. So today I have another video game memories for you guys, and I haven't done one of these in a while. I was browsing through my collection and this game totally inspired me to make this video for you. This is a total hidden gem for the PS1 that I want to share with you guys, Ninja Shadow of Darkness. So let's take a closer look right after this. Ninja Shadow of Darkness. I have so many good memories with this game. This game was actually made by the same guys that did Tomb Raider. It was developed by Core Design and published by Eidos Interactive. So what this is pretty much is a 3D beat-em-up game. It kind of resembles Fighting Force in a way. Actually, I'm a big fan of Fighting Force. But of course that the theme, is ninjas. But first I want to tell you guys how I got this game. So this game was released in 1998, but I got it for my birthday in 99. Now, at the time, with lucky I would get 3 games a year. Usually was 2 games for Christmas and 1 game for my birthday. So my birthday came, it was 99, I was turning 11 years old. And that morning, my parents said to me, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, I want a video game. What do you think that I want? So they took me to the usual shopping mall that he used to go, and for the younger generation in the crowd, you guys have to understand this. We didn't have any internet. We didn't got YouTube, we didn't got Facebook, stuff like that, so the news will travel to magazines. Let me show you right here. This is what I grew up with. So the thing was, usually a little bit before Christmas and my birthday, I was, reading through the magazines, planning the games that I was going to pick up. And for some weird reason, and I totally remember this, that year, I didn't know what I wanted. There were a couple of games under my radar, but, I remembered that when we got into the store that we usually went to, there were no games that I wanted, and I really don't know why. So on the same mall, and the Portuguese guys out there, you know what mall I'm talking about. Amoreiros? Yeah, the store that I was talking about was actually Strauss. Do you guys remember Strauss? So yeah, we got off the store and we went to the last floor of the mall. And there was this tiny store there, and they would sell like, music equipment, records, CDs, stuff like that, but they did have a small section of video games. And I would never forget this. I was totally lost, I didn't know what I wanted, but the guy from the store, he was a video gamer, and he saw me in stress and said, "Kid, do you need any help?" He asked me what games I was into, and at the time, I said, well, I like, fighting games, I like adventure games, platformers, and he said to me, he grabbed this game from the shelf and told me, "I bought this game last year, take the game, you would not regret it." And I look at the cover, I said, well, ninja, okay. I mean, what 11-year-old doesn't like ninjas? Okay, I just noticed this, I don't know how I missed this, but here is the name of the store and the price that it cost me. So the name of the store was Bimotor, Discotecas, Discos. Yeah, these guys sell, like I said, music stuff. The game cost me almost 11,000 escudos at the time. That's like 60 euros today. So yeah, games were expensive. We're talking about 20 years ago. Anyhow, I picked up the game, went home, and fired the game up. Now, the first thing that I remembered was that the open cinematic, just totally blew me away. Which takes me to the premise of the game. So the story starts with 2 great warriors, each with massive forces, and these guys agree, terms of peace for the land. But one of these warriors, however, isn't very satisfied with that agreement. So he sells his soul to a dark demon who gives him, an army of demons. And the hero of the game, the protagonist, who is trained in the ancient Japanese arts of ninja, goes in a quest to defeat this warlord. Now, after the cutscene, I remembered that, the loading screens are not very good, I must tell you that, they are a little bit long, and the game starts. And it blew me away, I was right at home from the beginning. It was a 3D beat-em-up game with a ninja theme. So I was fighting waves of enemies. I remember that the first level was in a forest. You would fight, like samurais, other ninjas, you would fight lumberjacks. You can pick, a variety of weapons, spells. You loot money from the enemies, which you can spend at the end of the level in the store. Then you would buy, stuff like, potions, you would buy weapons, you would buy spells. But then it struck me. This game is hard as It's so hard. It's so damn hard. It's one of the hardest games that I've ever played. The game is challenging. It's very challenging. It's cruel sometimes. I mean, you have chests in a way which, sometimes can give you weapons, sometimes can give you money, other times it's just a fucking trap, and you have no clue to differentiate that. But don't get me wrong, I mean, just because a game is hard, it doesn't mean that it has to be frustrating. Because the gameplay and the environment of this game, you know, it's superb and it really makes you want to come back to it. You know, along the levels you would fight harder enemies, you know, guys like skeleton warriors, stuff like that. The boss battles. The boss battles are awesome. And the bosses are awesome as well. I remember this boss, I think it was probably the second boss of the game, this purple two-headed demon. And I remember this boss very well because, you know, I was always looking at the manuals, and you have this amazing artwork of that specific boss. It's actually the artwork that you guys see on the loading screen. Later on in the game you also fight a dragon. That one is a hard one. The environment of the game. You know, the game is not repetitive at all. You never feel bored with it. You have, you know, a very fair variety of enemies, different landscapes, everything from forests, tombs, rivers. And a very cool thing also is that you also got that platform element on the game. You know, moving platforms, avoiding traps. And I totally remember this. I was browsing through the magazines, but unfortunately I couldn't find the one that I was looking for. But the first time that I finished the game was actually through cheat codes. You know, to give me Invincible Life, all of the spells, stuff like that. But eventually I got to finish the game without the cheat codes. Now, it amazes me that, you know, not a lot of people talk about this game. Now, the problem with this game was that, you know, this game was released in a very bad time for this genre. You know, beat 'em up games were pretty much dead. But this one is a very, very solid beat 'em up. I would even say that it's probably one of the last bastions of beat 'em up games. And it became a total hidden gem on the PS1. There's not a lot of people talking about this game. And, you know, it's sad because, you know, I think that, you know, games like this should be preserved. And of course that I'm suspect here because, you know, I do have a lot of good memories with this one. But it should not be forgotten. And for you guys out there, you know, for you that like beat 'em up and like PS1, this game is very cheap to get. I totally encourage you to pick a copy of Ninja Shadow of Darkness for the PS1. That was it, guys. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comment section below, did you know about Ninja Shadow of Darkness? Did you guys play it back in the day? Would you guys be interested in playing it? Leave your thoughts on the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel, and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.